Here's the situation. A lot of smart people have written videos and essays and academic and articles about how mini-maps suck. And I'm sure for them that's true. I'm sure the editor of the Harvard Lampoon rubs his little tum-tum in agreement. But here's the thing. I'm dumb. And dumb people love mini-maps. And our voices deserve to be heard. One of the biggest criticisms of mini-maps is that by telling you where to go, they break your immersion within the game. And I like being engrossed in video games, but nothing breaks my sense of immersion more than circling the same tree 5 times because I'm lost and I'm scared. To me, that doesn't feel like fantasy, that just feels like Tuesday. Life, a lot of the time, is a scary, answerless pit of nightmares and endless questions. So if we're aiming for escapism, there's nothing that immerses me in fantasy more than a wizard's compass pointing me in the direction of the fun parts of the game. If in real life I could have just a little friend that knows me and says, hey, don't talk to that guy, he'll try to hurt you. Or do talk to that guy, he'll give you a present. To me, that idea is as magical as orcs and trolls and elves. And what's nice about friends is that they're there when you need them, but they don't crowd you when you don't. And so maybe the best thing about mini-maps is that you don't have to use them. Maybe you're feeling brave today. Maybe there's an elusive Courageous Johnny sighting. That's the day you wake up without an alarm and you call your boss a Dumbo. On that blessed day, Courageous Johnny's gonna find the men with the presents all by himself. So turn off your mini-map. Or even better, don't turn it off. Just don't look at that part of the screen, but for God's sake, enjoy the comfort that comes from knowing it's there. Now, opponents of mini-maps have made the perfectly reasonable point that a lot of games simply aren't designed to be played with mini-maps turned off. And while I agree that they can be over-relied upon as a crutch, I think the criticism should be aimed at those game designers, not mini-maps themselves. Because as a fan of mini-maps, I enjoy them more with a softer Breath of the Wild touch than heavier-handed entries like The Witcher 3. And that's why, to me, a lot of minimap hate feels like a scapegoat for larger problems. Like if someone gave you a swirly, you should blame the bully, not the toilet that technically made the swirly possible. And yes, in this video where I'm defending minimaps, I'm also comparing them to toilets because toilets are great until someone uses them incorrectly. And I hope you understand the tongue-in-cheek nature of some of what I'm saying here, but the reason I felt this was a video worth making is that behind the cheek, if you lift up that cheek and get a sobering view of what lurks beneath, you will see my sincerity. Because what's more important to me than these reasons why I think minimaps should be on the cover of Time magazine is the simple reality that because of them, I personally have played, finished, and enjoyed more video games than I otherwise would have. While playing games like Metroid Prime as a kid, if not for in-game maps and strategy guides, I would have quickly taken my fingers off the controller and put them back inside of my nose. And for a long time, I thought that was wrong. One of my older brothers enjoyed the Harvard Lampoon way of playing video games, and by comparison, I felt like a baby who needed to bumper bowl his way through games that ought to be played more maturely. And so this video, if nothing else, is at least a reminder that there are as many ways to play video games as there are men with presents just waiting for you to speak with them. In video games. In real life, that is generally not advised. And if you don't like minimaps, that's okay too. My goal with this video is that even if you don't agree, you can shake your neighbor's hand with a new level of tolerance that I'm not saying we'll solve world peace with this, but maybe we'll better live up to the ideals instilled by founding father John Adams, who famously loved minimaps. Not that that's important. Thomas Jefferson did not enjoy minimaps, and that was the key difference between them. Wherever you stand, thank you, and I love you. Bye-bye. How can I come to be such a stupid